Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at a hydraulic platform car, also known as a cop and hobo car. That's what Lionel named it. I didn't name it. We're going to look at two different examples today. One is from, I believe, 1962 to 1964, and the other is a much later, 82 to 83. We're going to start with the oldest one first because it happens to be on the track. And the reason we're going to look at it today is because yesterday, when we were testing the live stream, it got caught up in the handoff tower for the cop and the hobo. So that just needs a little bit of adjustment. So I'm going to show you how that's done. And then we'll look at the other car that I have, and we'll just go and I'll kind of give a general description of how it works and how it's assembled, and just, we'll just kind of go over the car in general. Before we do that, though, if you find that you like this video, go ahead and give us a like, please. If you are interested in joining our YouTube family, go ahead and subscribe. We're always happy to have a new member of our family. So that's having said all that, I guess let's go ahead and get started. Okay, as you can see, I have the cop and hobo car. It's also called the hydraulic platform maintenance car. This one is the 3357. It was produced from 1962 to 1964, which makes it pretty much the same age as I am. So no wonder it's a little tired. So I'm going to show you what the problem is here, and then I'm going to show you how you adjust it to fix it. Now, first off, this tower, it needs to be kind of square when this comes in. But as you can see, the problem is that this platform is too high. It's actually hitting the tower where it hands off the cop and the hobo. If you're not familiar with this car, we'll show you how it works here in a minute. But the way you adjust this is there's two screws on the top, and the screws are simply threaded into the body. And when you screw them down, obviously the platform lowers a little bit, and when you screw them out, it raises. So it's about as simple. We'll go over the construction of this and how it works here in a minute. I have an example set up in the other room for you guys. And anyway, so what you simply do is you tighten whichever one is high or low or whatever you want to do. So I just give it about a half a turn. I don't know if that's going to be right or not. Usually I do it while it's on the track, but I wanted to show you guys how it was done. Right now I'm just showing you that I can't seem to get that on the track. So it's still a little bit too high. So we're going to crank it down another half notch or so. Half turn, however you want to say it. So let's just give it a couple of turns. Wait now. So all right, so now you can see it's not hitting the handoff. So all right. What I just noticed is that one end of this appears to be higher than the other, which makes me wonder if this tower is on the track correctly or has gotten bent somehow. So that looks a little more even. So let's readjust this a little bit. These these are not in any shape or form high-tech anything. This is kind of from when you had to have a little bit of imagination and just a tad of skill. So all right, this is the hobo, and goes in the platform like this. There's a notch here. Now, if you ever get one of these, I don't know if you can see it, but this has got like a little stop. So you need to be careful that you don't get like overzealous and lubricate this or anything silly like that. It doesn't need that, because then it won't stop and you'll wind up with your cop or hobo on the track. If that amuses you, that's fine. But anyway, so the way these work is they've got a little magnet in there, and then this platform, I assume, is probably a metal plate. So you got the cop. Let's see if we can do this. without the train. I don't know. So, all right, we still have the platform just a little bit too high. I'm going to move the camera a little bit here just to show you guys. So the oops, see, it's just a little too high. So once again, this is very non-technical here. So I'm going to crank that screw back down just a little bit. And the problem with these is apparently, because we had the problem and I had it adjusted correctly, apparently these the screws must back out a little bit over time as it goes around the track. So I've tightened that down just a little bit. My apologies if I got my hand in the way. I noticed it was kind of blurry when I took it away. So all right, so you can see that the cop is now entering the platform, and driver's now on the platform. So that's the way that works. So I've never done it in reverse. I didn't know you could. So all right, I'm gonna load the Hobo back in here. Did I say Robert earlier? I don't know. They have a cop and Robert car. This isn't it. All right, so I'm going to pull this train around. We're going to put this car closer to the back. I had it close to the front, and that may actually be the problem. I have a pretty long train here, and this is a very light car. So let me get that configured, and I'll be right back. All right, so I have everything adjusted, I think, correctly, and let's run this and see what happens. I've got the locomotive in a place to where it can generate just a little bit of speed before it hits that tower with the cop and hobo car. I think that might make a difference. All right, so one handoff. Cop looks like he's in there correctly. Here comes the hobo. Oh, no, that's not going to work. What would happen if we kept on, this guy would get crushed by the train. While I'm using, that's not what's supposed to happen. All right, let's try this again. And if this doesn't work, we'll switch to the lighter MTH. All right. The cop doesn't seem to have a problem. Maybe he learned that at the academy or something. Stupid joke. All right, so I think we might be working okay now. So perhaps my theory was just overthinking this. All right. Well, you know, I'm no expert, but I think we might have it. Let's see. Pretty good view, I think. All right. So we have this working. I'll show you in a minute why possibly this is so easy to get in and out of adjustment. Okay, so the cop's about to get hit by the train, so I guess we better stop. I just missed him. All right, well, let's do a little further investigation here. Oh, look, the hobo's over here too. Well, okay, this isn't working as well as I thought it was. I'm going to try changing the locomotive just in case the locomotive is just a little too heavy. All right, so let's back this guy up. Or forward, it doesn't matter. All right, so I've never actually done a comparison between the weight of these two. Oh my God, yes. So, okay, goodness, that I didn't realize that new one was that much heavier, but it clearly is. All right, so this guy on here, you know, orange is in actuality not my favorite color, but I love it. Love it, love it, love it on this MTH diesel. So, all right, let's run this around the track and make sure we don't have any issues prior to putting this cop and hobo back on the track. So this guy hadn't been powered up today, so we need to wait just a minute. That's my crossing guard making that noise. That's not the that's not not the locomotive. All right, so I think he's ready to go. All right, so I don't see the tower moving when he goes by, so that may very well be what's going on here. All right, let's get our cop and our hobo on the. All right, so I think we have this adjusted correctly. We'll see here in a moment. Yes, it does seem to be working now. Spent way more time on this than I thought I was going to. Very non-technical car. Once again, we are going to show the difference in the cars and how this is actually put together. It's really simple. It's pretty ingenious for a non-powered Lionel accessory. So, all right, I'm going to say that this is working well, and I'm happy with this. So nobody's getting thrown in the gondola anymore. So, all right, let's move on to the other room where we're going to show the other car, the way this is assembled, the way this works, and the way that tower attaches to the track. Show you guys all that because I wish somebody would have shown me. So, all right, let's get this stopped and we will go to the other room. All right, so we're all set up here to show you guys how this hydraulic platform maintenance car, also known as the cop and hobo car, operates. It's quite simple. We'll start with the tower. You've got two guide pieces on the top here. They're plastic and they simply screw to the tower, the stand, however you want to say it, platform. And when you put it together, it creates kind of a spring effect. And then you've got this rod that goes through here. Now, if you're assembling this, you need to make sure that this is down, which may seem counterintuitive when you do it, but I'll show you in a minute how it works, and then it becomes obvious. Then you've got kind of a screw here to adjust it. And the reason it needs to be adjusted is because the track, if you can see the the notches here, that's where the track will fit in, and it needs to fit in at a tie. So that's what that metal piece I was showing you that, well, we came disconnected from the screw. This is not, this whole setup is not for the faint of heart. This is not the most intuitive Lionel accessory car, however you want to say it, that they made. Okay, so anyway, back to this. So this simply goes in here, and then these little notches go around the track like so. So this is supposed to actually go underneath the tie. So that the piece probably makes sense now to you. So you get this kind of centered in here. And then what you would do, and I'm not going to, well, I don't know, why not? So then what you would do is you would take your screwdriver and you simply just tighten this to where it can't come loose. So, all right, so that's how the tower works. That's what it looks like when it's assembled. It's the same tower that was in the other room that we just showed you. So I'm going to move this aside so we can show some other things here. So, oh, we weren't quite done with that just yet. So the cop, this is what he looks like, and both figures are designed the same way. And you see you have these little pegs here, and that's what catches the tower. And as the car goes by, it simply, assuming it's adjusted correctly, and we just showed you that, it just goes in here. Now it's got a little ear here on the end, and they get kind of worn out as time goes by, or maybe the plastic rots, or I don't know. But it's supposed to be designed to where the cop can't fall backwards. Now, it's been my experience that doesn't always work that way, but in theory. And then on the other end, you have another catch which keeps them from falling until the next figure, which, well, like I said, is exactly the same, is loaded into the platform from the car, just like this, and he pushes the, no, top is stuck. Pushes, well, all right, I'm not going to force it. Apparently there's an issue with this tower. But anyway, he forces the cop out through the, oh, I don't have the cop in there correctly, it looks like. Pushes the cop out through the other end. All right, well, I'm not going to force that. There's an issue there. But anyway, that's the way that works. Now, the car itself, this is actually a conglomeration, a partnership. That's what we call it, work between the two cars, the older and the new one, because the platform on my older car was missing this centerpiece, which is the metal that when these guys go around the track, they have that magnet on the back and they get stuck right there. And then once it goes to the platform, of course, they're picked up. So that's the way the car works. It's pretty simple. It's strictly mechanical. There's no electronics involved whatsoever. So, all right, I'm going to show you how this car is assembled. Now, I will say that these trucks and this chassis that this is riding on is actually the chassis for the other car, for the other Cop and Hobo car. This is the chassis that actually goes with it. This one's metal. It's because this is the 3357, which is the 1962 to 1964 version, so it would have had the metal chassis. The reason that I put the plastic chassis in there is because, as you can see, the coupler is broken, and I didn't have another coupler, and I wanted to play with the car. So for those that are interested, hung up, or however you want to say it, on values, the Greenberg book, which I think I've stated my opinion on that numerous times, says that in poor condition it's worth $10. In great condition it's worth $33 for this particular car. So I think I paid more than that for it, because I thought it was cool. That was neat. But once again, I'm going to say it. I wasn't going to, but I am. The guides, the price guides that you see, they are just guides. You know, let your heart guide your purchases. You know, it's how it makes you feel. I've gotten a lot of joy, a lot of fun out of this car. Certainly more than $33 worth. So, all right, moving on. I'm going to show you how this car is actually constructed, and it's pretty simple. Now, I feel sorry for parents on Christmas Eve when it came time to assemble this, because it did come unassembled. It actually came in a box that it looks like this. This is the box for the newer one. It's not a great box, but this is what you got. And it was, I mean, it literally was in pieces. You had to assemble it different times, I guess. And nothing snapped together. So, all right. So the newer car, you know, this is the older chassis, but it's identically the same chassis. It simply has a tab on one end and a screw on the other. And I'm not going to unscrew it because you guys know how that goes. So this, you know, just sits down on, oops, get it in the tab, sits down on here, and then of course, you know, if the screw is removed, it would go through this hole right here. So, all right, so that's the rolling end of it. So, all right, when you got this car, you got a barrage of parts. You got the coppin, you got the robber, and of course you got the stand that I showed you guys. You got 2 screws, you got 2 springs, and you got the platform, and of course the body. So the way this works is this platform, you'll see in the top of this body, it simply goes on here. Now you notice it's not springing because, well, the springs aren't in it. Now to assemble this car is a little challenging. My springs are just mated. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to put these springs over these screws. Now, the issue is that these springs are slightly longer than these screws. So when you try to put it in this body, and this is the way I do it, and maybe you guys have a better way, I don't know. And then I just let the screws kind of touch the body, then I just kind of screw this in. Now what I found is helpful is when these cars are brand new, if you happen to get one that's brand new like I did, if you'll go ahead and screw these or thread these screws into the body first, you'll find that it's a lot easier because they don't come threaded. So all right, so you see that this springs up and down, and then in order to adjust it, then this is what we're doing in the other room. You simply turn these two screws up or down. It's fairly remedial, but also fairly cool. So that's the way that works. And then of course it would sit on the body here. I am going to go ahead and take the screw out. That's a Phillips head screw. That's interesting. May not be what actually goes in here. So all right, I got that out. I'll put this body on here just because I know we already have the platform assembled to the track. Now if I can get it to work while this, like I said, this is pretty simple. The screw goes here. Just screw it in. So that's a complete car. Of course, this one, like I said, has the broken coupler. But so maybe we can, if you couldn't see before how this works. All right, so see, I have the platforms adjusted too high. I'm going to actually need another piece of track. I just so happen to have a few pieces of track here and there. So let's hook this together. Probably actually need 3 for this demonstration. So let me grab another one. So I have this set up from when we did the comparison of the passenger cars. All right. So that's that. So once again, put this on the track. Let me make sure that you can see. You can. So all right. This tower is really funky. That's why I didn't use this one. Let's see if I can figure out how to get this. All right, so you can see that this is, oh, you can see that my towel's kind of messing with this. You see that this is a little bit too tall, maybe. If I show it from the other side, you can see it. And get it on the track. So, all right. Actually, it's okay on that end. It's just this end that's not okay. So once again, you just adjust this down, and I am hopeful that this will. So okay, actually maybe a little too low. I've got an issue with my towel. I think messing with this a little bit here. It's not. There we go. If I push down on it. So all right. So now the platform is actually a little too low. This particular accessory probably would have been more popular had it not been quite so difficult to adjust and make work. So I'm not saying that you would need to adjust it a lot, but the screws in the new one are much stiffer than this one that's obviously been adjusted many times. So you can see that that's probably would have worked. Once again, we're missing the metal piece. So all right. So just out of curiosity, let's see if you adjust it for one platform, if it's the same for all. Probably not. I mean, that would be almost a fluke. See, yeah. This guy's not tall enough. I'm not going to readjust it because we already have it adjusted for the other track. But you get the idea. All right, so I forgot to tell you guys about the newer car here. This is the 7901. This one was manufactured between 1982 and 1983. Now, interestingly enough, you know, when we talked about the 3357, they only made that for 2 years, and 82 to 83, I mean, that's, you know, basically 1 year of production. So, like I said, I think they remade this probably for nostalgia. I don't know that they necessarily made it for function, but you know, because that's a lot of the things that Lionel did was remakes. But anyway, so the 7901 here, according to the Greenberg Guide, and I've already told you what I think about that. $24 to $27. What I will tell you is if you get one that's complete with the top and rubber that actually are in one piece, you're probably going to pay more, because in my opinion, I think they're probably worth more than the car. So, all right, well, so these were the hydraulic platform maintenance cars. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how these work, how they're put together. I certainly enjoyed showing you guys. I had not anticipated the one that we actually run being quite so difficult to adjust. I think we had maybe a couple of other issues going on there. Maybe the weight of the larger diesel, I think, probably combined with the signal actuator right before the tower. When we changed those two, it seemed to clear up the problem. So, all right, well, for now, I think this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed today. If you did like the video, please take a moment and like. And if you are new and this is your first time watching one of our videos, this is kind of what we do. We play with trains and just show you what I do. We would certainly like you to subscribe to our channel, join our YouTube family. We do think about you guys as family. You guys are, believe it or not, a big part of my life. So, all right, well, with no further ado, I need to get to work, so I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everybody has a great day.